Yesterday, Disney had a stroke. 14 new Star Wars movies were announced. Now, 14 entries in a single franchise is a lot to take in all at once. So, in classic Kittydaw fashion, we are going to sit down and analyze every piece of this. So they released all of these announcements on Twitter, so of course I signed into my account at the Kittydaw, and I took a gander at what's in store. Starting off with, I've been tracking you, Mandalorian. Catch up on the new season of Starting off with Star Wars Rangers of the New Republic. Rangers of the New Republic, a new original series set within the timeline of At The Mandalorian, is coming to at Disney+. Now you're probably wondering who these Rangers are. Well, I think I figured it out. If you've seen a Star Wars film before, then you've probably realized a large portion of the story revolves around the setting of space. You might think it's a very unique thing for a franchise to primarily take place outside of planet Earth. You might think Star Wars is the only franchise to ever do this. You might think wrong. There is one other franchise that has taken this riveting step in the world of storytelling, and that is Power Rangers. Ever since the cool action series Power Rangers in Space premiered all the way back in 1998, it was only a matter of time before the Star Wars crossover finally happened. Now, I know it took 22 years for them to finally make the announcement, but better out than in, I always say. I am absolutely elated to hear about this series finally taking its first steps off the ground. Ahsoka, a new original series starring at Rosario Dawson and set within the timeline of At The Mandalorian, is coming to at Disney+. Right away we get this stunning logo, but you're probably thinking something about this just looks familiar, but I can't quite place my toe on it. It's something about that shape in the background, right behind the words Star, Ahsoka, and Wars. Well, Lucasfilm, someone was bound to call you out on this sooner or later, so I'm just gonna go right ahead and say it. It's very obvious that you couldn't get the rights to the character you wanted to make this series about, so you had to settle for Ahsoka instead. This is a weak attempt at trying to subconsciously draw in the Jimmy Neutron fanbase, as well as a shameful role for actor Horatio Dawson. Now next up we have Everything I Did for the Rebellion. Andor, an original series set in the Star Wars universe, is streaming in 2022 on number Disney+. Now, this one actually comes pre-packaged with a trailer, and I'm going to show you a little snippet of that right now.
Film, knowing that it was just one film. But then magic.
After that clip, I would say it's safe to say there will be a force-wielding character in this show. If you look closely in this shot, you can see that there is a large crowd of people filling this room. Suddenly, after a loud, bassy sound effect is heard, every character is frozen. Right after that happens, Diego Luna, Cassian Andor executive producer, says,
Magic.
I have to say, Disney is not being very subtle with all of these hints they're dropping. Now, this next post I am very excited about. Hayden Christensen, our boy, returns as Darth Vader, joining Ewan McGregor in Obi-Wan Kenobi. The original series begins 10 years after the dramatic events of Revenge of the Sith and is coming to number Disney+. They actually show a logo here for Obi-Wan Kenobi, and I don't like it. You can only see the first few letters, and then the rest of it's covered in sand, which I'm guessing is a nod to the fact that Hayden Christensen's back. Also, I'm not sure what this circle is. It might be a Pokemon reference, I'm not entirely sure. Next up, we have Star Wars The Bad Batch, which they already announced a long time ago. Star Wars Visions, an original series of animated short films, celebrates the Star Wars galaxy through the lens of the world's best Japanese anime creators, coming in 2021 to Disney+. This all sounds really intriguing, but they don't really make it clear where to watch it. It says coming in 2021 to Disney+. It's unclear whether or not this show is releasing to the streaming service Disney Plus or the Twitter account @Disney Plus. It does specifically say coming in 2021 to @Disney Plus, and that is the Twitter account @Disney Plus. It's safe to say you can cancel your Disney Plus subscription right now. The galaxy's favorite scoundrel, Lando Calrissian, will return in Lando, a brand new event series for @Disney+. Justin Simeon @JSIM07 is in the early stages of developing the project. Very straightforward with this one. No logo, no nothing, just a wall of text. Although I do find it a little confusing that they hired someone who was born in the year 2007 to develop this series. That would mean he's currently 13, possibly 12. I mean, I'm not saying a 13-year-old can't write a good script. I'm just confused that Disney would hire them so quickly to write such a big show. I have to say, I'm very skeptical going into this one. Leslie Headland brings a new Star Wars series to @Disney Plus with The Acolyte. The Acolyte is a mystery thriller that will take viewers into a galaxy of shadowy secrets and emerging dark side powers in the final days of the High Republic era. I mean, this series definitely has a lot going for it. There's mysteries, there's thrillers, there's shadows, there's secrets, there's dark, there's side, there's powers. High Republic. Is this a stoner comedy? Why are they high? Lucasfilm Animation is teaming up with Lucasfilm's visual effects team, Industrial Light and Magic, to develop a special Star Wars adventure film for @Disney Plus, A Droid Story. This epic journey will introduce us to a new hero, guided by R2-D2 and C-3PO. It's interesting that they decided to make a film that only involves robots. I guess the Disney executives just wanted a character they could really relate to. I think this is definitely a nice change of pace for the series. You know, you go through too many Landos, too many Acolytes, and sometimes you just need to sit down and watch a droid. Willow, an original series from Lucasfilm starring Warwick Davis with pilot directed by @JohnMchu, is coming in 2022 to @Disney Plus. I would say this is probably the best looking logo so far. Definitely the most original looking logo so far. You can tell it's a little derivative of Friends with all the dots between the letters, but I'll give them a pass because it's silver and it's a different font. Lucasfilm is in pre-production on the next installment of Indiana Jones. At the helm is James @Mang0LD, director of Ford v Ferrari, and Indy himself, Harrison Ford, will be back to continue his iconic character's journey. Adventure arrives July 2022. I'm not entirely sure what this brings to Star Wars lore. Maybe we'll start to see the Star Wars galaxy cross over with our galaxy. In that case, that would be pretty interesting. We do know that Star Wars takes place a long time ago, and Indiana Jones takes place a long time ago as well. So, I could see it being a possibility that these two franchises will cross over. I guess my main question is, will we see Indiana Jones interact with the Power Rangers? Tomi Adeyemi's New York Times best-selling novel Children of Blood and Bone is being developed by Lucasfilm in partnership with 20th Century Studios. This coming-of-age adventure follows a young African girl's quest to restore magic to her forsaken people, the Magi. Okay, so now they're bringing Indiana Jones and Africa into Star Wars. I'd say it's safe to say we will be seeing a lot of Earth in the new Star Wars films. A brand new Star Wars feature with acclaimed filmmaker at Taika Waititi is now in development. Get ready for an unforgettable ride. Star. It's very obvious that Disney did not have a logo prepared for this film, so they just put a star emoji in to remind us it's Star Wars. But unfortunately, that's not going to cut it. I can see right through this, Disney. I know exactly what you're doing. It is honestly astounding to see how much Disney is trying to fool the fans with these posts. Like, we get it. You can just tell us you don't have a logo. You don't need to stick your stupid star there. You don't have anything to represent the word wars. Just star. You're only giving us half of the package. What is wrong with you? Look, I know you're trying to integrate our galaxy in with the Star Wars galaxy. You've made that pretty clear with Indiana Jones and Africa and even the Power Rangers, but do we really need a movie about rollerblading? I mean, I watch Star Wars for the fantasy elements, you know? That's what gives it its charm. The world that it has established already. Do we really need to go to Earth and watch Patty Jenkins rollerblade? Is that what you call a good Star Wars movie? Because I think you're just running this whole franchise into the ground at this point. A rollerblading movie? I can go watch Rollerball 1975 starring James Caan. Why do I need to watch this? This is not Star Wars. This is blasphemy. I just can't believe they would take something like Star Wars, a space opera. They would take a space opera and turn it into a movie about rollerblading. Why? Why? Why rollerblading? Why? Why rollerblading? I don't know if I can do this anymore. And of all the topics, this is the first time in history that there is a Star Wars Earth crossover, and they decide to make it about rollerblading. Why?